Hello and welcome to, listen, enough of that, okay? Enough of that. I gotta just tell you, this is so unfair. I'm just cutting to the chase. It's so unfair. The Indiana Fever rolled out their schedule for 2025. And it's unfair. What's unfair, Adrienne? That they have to play 44 games? No. What's unfair, Adrienne? That they're going to play the Sky 5 times? No. What's unfair, Adrienne? That it's a schedule that's heavy on the road at the end of the season? No. What's unfair is that after that rollout, we got to wait almost half a year before the season starts. 5 months plus before we see this team that we saw in this hot, fiery, off the hook rollout. I am so excited.
On a global scale for our game, for our players.
It's like the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like there's so many people that are showing up in Fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching the surface.
I will always embrace it. I don't think any of us will ever take it for granted.
Caitlin Fleury. There could be some more coming.
The atmosphere is electric here.
Some fans traveling almost 9,000 miles to get here.
The incoming fans, I value who they were and what they try to bring to our group and bring to the city of Indianapolis.
They have sold out every game they've played in this year except 3.
Embracing opportunities to play in front of a lot of fans.
Behind the back again for Clark, giving another assist and a chance.
Hearing them cheer every possession is exactly what we need every single night.
Boston roll with the reverse.
Feed it, and give it to her.
This place is electric.
Draws 2 in the corner.
We're seeing here, and that's why it's been so fun to cover the Fever and the Fever fans across the country and other WNBA arenas.
17,608 fans in the building.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points. Like it's not something you look around and you're like, oh yeah, no, it's like super cool. It's very cool to us too.
It kind of takes your breath away, Caitlin Clark says at the end there. That is so true. And I'm not even gonna front. Yeah, I actually feel emotional. Why? Because it represents what the game is supposed to be about. Yes, there's athleticism. Yes, there's competition. But this thing is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And when you look at that, look at the fans, look at the kids. Did you see the young kid when he got the sneakers, the look on his face? It's supposed to be something that people enjoy, and a team that comes together and works together and builds together and wins together. And yes, if it has to be, even loses together. That's what it is. Sports are a microcosm of society. But what we have seen is some of that sucked out, that oxygen sucked out, and it's become about activism, and it's become about jealousy, and it's become about race, and it's become about all this stuff. But this video exemplifies, I believe, the DNA of the Indiana Fever, and that's why they have what every team ought to want. I believe the Indiana Fever should be the envy of the entire league. Whether you're home, whether you're away, people are there and they're excited because it's a show. That's the other thing that makes me emotional. It's about winning, but they're doing it in such an exciting way. And that's what Caitlin Clark brings. And that's what Kelsey Mitchell brings. And that's what Aaliyah Boston brings, and the other players, the role players, everyone does it. And this is what I love about this video. When I talk about that's what they bring. First of all, I love that it's Stephanie White's voice we hear first. She is now leading this team. We wanted a new coach, we got a new coach, and we have, I believe, someone who is about business, who is a part of the Fever family and will always be because she's been an assistant coach there, because she's played there. She was number 22 also. So I love her voice first because it represents the newness that this league is. And then I love that they have voices from Caitlin, Kelsey, and Aaliyah, the big three. They're the voices that we're hearing talk about the fans. And that's the other thing. They made their rollout about the fans. Understand how big this is. Why? Because everyone, no, I shouldn't say everyone, so many have tried to demonize their fans, have tried to make them tuck their heads about their fans, and have tried to make them responsible for some weird people out there who may have said something, and then they try to just totally denigrate the whole fan base. And the Indiana Fever made their rollout for 2025. Yep, we're still with you, fans, because you're still with us. And I love that. And they did the same thing at the end of the season. I did a video about that right after, well, Renee Montgomery, co-owner of Atlanta Dream, she had, the racism, blah, blah, blah. She said all that and then tried to put that on Indiana. And then you had Alyssa Thomas, when the Indiana Fever season ended at the hands of the Connecticut Sun in that last game of the first round of the playoffs. You get Alyssa Thomas talking about the Indiana fan base. And what did Indiana do? They did a video at the end thanking their fans, telling their fans they appreciate them. They didn't buy into all of that. Were there some things that were said that shouldn't have been said by some people out there? Absolutely. Is that the representation of the whole fan base? No, trolls will be trolls and evil folks will be evil folks. But Caitlin Clark's fans and Indiana Fever fans are like the people we saw in that video. And you hear them excited about their fans. And what do you hear the commentators saying? I heard it twice. Electric. This place is electric. I got to get to a game this season. They start on May 17th, and I am absolutely excited from watching. I'm just saying it's so unfair. We got to wait almost half a year to watch them play, but they knocked it out of the park, to use baseball euphemism. They knocked it out of the park with that video. And also, let's take a look at what they posted as well. They posted this: rivalries, a growing league, and WNBA All-Star. Here are 7 storylines from our 2025 schedule. 7 storylines. The first one is Fever Sky rivalry renewed for season opener. Guess what this tells me? This tells me Indiana says, we're welcoming the rivalry. We're not going to deny it. We're not going to act like it's not there. You don't want a rivalry? You got a rivalry. And that's our season opener. And they play them 5 times, which also tells me that this WNBA is milking this, I guess, rivalry. I used to go rivalry, but hey, if Indiana's calling it a rivalry, then I'll call it a rivalry. And the league says this is what sells. This is what people want to see. Now, sadly, we know that it's going to be about all the other superfluous stuff. But Indiana said, let's play basketball. We are welcoming it. Bring it. 5 times. How many of those do you guys think the Indiana Fever will win? Put that in the comments. So there's that. Number 2, more manageable early season schedule. We know what it was like last year, right? Indiana played, as it says right here, 11 games over the first 20 days of the season, including 2 back-to-back sets and a 3-game West Coast trip. We know what's up. We know how that started. Well, not this time. So it's more manageable. That's good. Then it goes on to say, number 3, it talks about the expansion and an expanded schedule, right? So they're adding a league. The Valkyries will be added. Golden State Valkyries will be added. And number 4, how often will we see them? So with the new 44-game schedule and 13 teams in the league, the Fever will play 3 games against 5 teams, 4 games against 6 teams, and the aforementioned 5 games against Chicago. So Chicago is the only one they're playing 5 times. And you can read this. I'll put the link in the show description, the video description. But let's move on. The Commissioner's Cup adds early season intrigue. So the Fever haven't been much of a factor in past seasons in the Commissioner's Cup. And in-season competition, the WNBA first introduced in 2020, but that could change this year. So you got to read about that, about the Commissioner Cup. Okay, because it says the Fever's 5 games between June 3rd and 17th will be Commissioner Cups games. So the Fever feel like they seemingly got a favorable draw this year, and they have 3 of the 5 Commissioner Cup games at home. And of course, they're at home. We want them to be at home, but actually, wherever Indiana Fever goes, sometimes it becomes home with all those fans. Okay, and number 6, WNBA All-Star is coming to Indy, which we knew, and we expect Caitlin Clark to be back in it. We expect Kelsey Mitchell. Come on, Kels, in an Indiana Fever jersey. Come on, Kelsey. Come on now. We'll know about all that soon enough, who stays, who goes. But I'm hoping the big 3 will be there, and I'm hoping Lexi Ho will be there, and looking forward to finding out who else will be there, who else will get as this all unfolds. And number 7, home heavy start. That's a good thing. Road heavy close to the regular season. So what does that mean? Yeah, take advantage of your home court. Take it and then deem everywhere you go to be home court as well. But yeah, you take care of home. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house, right? That's got to be your mentality. And then you'll be ready to rock and roll when you come to the regular end of the regular season, where you're going to have to be on the road a lot more. I'm digging that rollout, and I still say it's unfair. We got to wait all the way to May 17th. Oh, but a lot will happen in the meantime. So you need to hang with the Adrienne Ross Show. Okay, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, do so, please. Again, I'm going to put the links to that article I showed you, as well as the video. It's fire. All right, what do you think? Put it in the comments. I'll catch you next time, God willing, and God bless you abundantly.